Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable Mr. Ahmad Fauzi, SPD MAK, as Supervisor 1, the Honorable Mr. Dr. Mardi, MSE, as Supervisor 2, and the Honorable all audience. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Nindi Azizah Alfriani from Economic Education Study Program, Concentration Accounting Education, Faculty Economic, Jakarta State University. I want to present about my research. The title is The Influence of Religiosity, Income, and Quality of Service on the Interest of Muzaki to Pay Professional Zakat Through Business. Case study of civil servants in DKI Jakarta Province. Agenda style in this day is Chapter 1 is background, formulation of the problem, purpose of the problem, benefits of research, and the novelty of research. And Chapter 2 is theoretical background, previous research, theoretical framework, and hypothesis. And the last Chapter 3 is time and place of research, research approach, population and sample, arrangement of instrument, data collection technique, and the last is data analysis technique. Chapter 1 Background. One of the Islamic philanthropic practices is zakat. Zakat is a property that is owned by a Muslim and must be issued when it has met the nishab period and distributed to mustahiq. Where zakat is compulsory to worship that must be fulfilled and function to clean oneself and the asset owned by every Muslim. Over time, zakat has two rules. First, the economic aspect, namely to alleviate poverty and make mustahiq prosperous, based on the result of a study on the impact of zakat from the Center for the Study of the National Zakat Agency in 2018, which shows that mustahiq income gap has decreased by 78%. And next, by empirical data shows that zakat can help the state remove mustahiq from poverty 5.28 years earlier based on the standard poverty line. And the last, based on the calculation of had kifayah, there was a decrease in the number of poor people, namely by 51%. Second, the social aspect of zakat play a role in fostering gratitude, caring for others, and strengthening ukhuwah for every Muslim. And the next background is professional zakat. In this day, every individual is required to have a profession. Therefore, professional zakat exists as a result of ijtihad, which is in line Islamic law and provide confidence in paying zakat. Also, professional zakat is an effort to reduce the voluntary nature of Muslims in reaping zakat obtained from their work activities. The law of professional zakat is first, UU number 23/2011, which regulate the management of zakat, Article 4, Paragraph 2, which state that one of the assets that must be issued zakat is income and services. Second, the professions for calculating professional zakat are regulated in Article 1 of the Regulation of the Minister of Religion number 31 2019, which state that the nishab is set at 85 grams of gold and the level of zakat is 2.5%. The determination of the gold price used is the gold price in effect on the day that zakat is paid. And the next background is zakat potential. The average growth of zakat that has occurred in the last 5 years has reached 25.7%. This indicates that there is awareness from the community to pay zakat. National zakat collection based on types of funds in 2019 reached 10.2 trillion. In 2018, it only reached 8.1 trillion, with observation reaching 83.3%. This proves that zakat is managed professional. And next, I want to talk about professional zakat potential. In 2020, Indonesia has a total potential of 327.6 trillion, which is dominated by professional zakat of 139.07 trillion. Therefore, professional zakat between 2019 and 2018 has increased by 19.6%. Muzaki record in the National Zakat Board is 77,053. Researchers see a large of individual muzaki and professional zakat collection, but not all muzaki pay their professional zakat through basnas. Because the culture of paying zakat directly to mustahik still occurs in Indonesian society. And next, in this case, researchers are interested in conducting research on the interest of muzaki to pay professional zakat through the National Zakat Agency, NSN, effort to realize professional zakat collection. This research focused on case of civil servant in Jakarta province paying professional zakat through the basnas. And next slide, formulation of the problem. First, how does religiosity affect the interests of civil servants in DKI Jakarta province to pay professional zakat through basnas? 2. How does income affect the interests of civil servants in DKI Jakarta province to pay professional zakat through basnas? And the last, how is the effect of service quality on the interest of civil servants in DKI Jakarta province to pay professional zakat through basnas? And the next slide is purpose of the problem. First, knowing the effect of religiosity on the interest of civil servants in DKI Jakarta province to pay professional zakat through basnas. Second, knowing the effect of income on the interest of civil servants in DKI Jakarta province to pay professional zakat through basnas. And third, knowing the effect of service quality on the interest of civil servants in DKI Jakarta province to pay professional zakat through basnas. First, academic benefit. This research is expected to provide benefit including: first, make a scientific contribution to the study of income, religiosity, and service quality factor that can affect the interest of muzaki to pay professional zakat through basnas. Second, as a reference and study material in subsequent studies relate to the interest of muzaki to pay professional zakat through basnas. And the second benefit of research is practical benefit. First, for researchers, can add insight into the factors that can influence the interest of muzaki to pay professional zakat through basnas. And the second, for the university, can add insight and scientific reference material regarding professional zakat in the academic community of the State University of Jakarta. And the last, for the community, as a reference for muzaki's action in determining the interest in paying professional zakat through basnas. And next slide is the novelty of research. Based on research by Siti Fatimah 2012, the title is Analysis of Professional Zakat Treatment of Personal Income Tax Calculation Permanent Employees. The novelty of this research takes the topic of the influence of the variable of religiosity, income, and service quality on the interest of muzaki to pay professional zakat. And this research topic is very different from previous research. Meanwhile, in the research conducted by Ajeng Pratiwi 2017, the title is The Effect of Accountability and Transparency of Zakat Management Institution on Muzaki Trust. The National Amil Zakat Agency, DKI Jakarta Center. The novelty of this research is also found in the types of zakat that will be studied, namely regarding zakat on profession and the three independent variables, as well as the target object of research is civil servant in DKI Jakarta province who have previously paid professional zakat through the National Zakat Agency or Basnas. And next slide, chapter 2. Theoretical background. Professional zakat. First, I want to tell about definition of professional zakat. Is definition. According by Abdul Jalil 2019, he said is explaining zakat is based on literal and Sharia terminology. Based on literal, zakat means to grow, develop, and purify. Meanwhile, based on the terminology of Sharia, zakat it is the activity of giving part of the asset to people who are entitled to receive it with a certain amount and calculation. And second, according by Ahmad Zahro 2016, professional zakat is all types of halal income, including profession, that have reached the nishab, the minimum limit of zakat subject asset, which is 90 grams of gold. So the zakat must be paid at 2.5%. And next, According by Puskesbasnas 2020, professional zakat is the zakat imposed by every Muslim on income as a reward for the work he does, either alone or collectivity. And the last by research of Anwar and Arifin 2018, he said the majority of people in Japara are aware of the law that is obligated to pay professional zakat, but not all can determine the nishab of their asset and calculate the amount of zakat they must pay. And theoretical background is receipt of zakat or mustahiq. There are 8 groups of zakat receipt listed in the Quran Surat At-Taubah verse 60. The 8 groups of receipt or mustahiq of zakat as stated in the above paragraph, according to Sharif Hidayatullah 2018, explain the following is: first, fuqara, namely people who don't have asset to meet their daily need. 2. Masakin, namely people who have asset or income for their work, but with this amount they cannot meet their needs. 3. Self, namely people whose lives are not free. And 4. Fi sabilillah, namely people who fight or jihad in the way of Allah. Example of fighting in the way of Allah, such as fighting to defend Islam, preaching, and others. And next, amil, namely the person in charge of collecting, recording, maintaining, and distributing of zakat. And 6. Mu'alaf, namely people who have just converted to Islam while their faith is still weak, so to strengthen them they need to be confided by zakat. And 7. Gorimin, namely people who are in debt to others and are cushioned by coaching to meet their needs and cannot pay for them. And the last, musafir or ibnu sabil, namely people who are traveling with a good purpose and only for the sake of worship. For example, is students studying abroad. And next, requirement for zakat obligatory. According by Gus Arifin 2016, explain the condition that must be met if a Muslim will pay zakat, including the following is: first, Muslim; second, akil balik and mumayyiz; next, freedom and fully owned asset, nishab; and last, for 1 haul or 1 year; and next, asset on are more than basic needs; and next, taken from the object zakat; and the next, halal. And next slide, theoretical background is the basis for determining professional zakat. There are differences from some scholars regarding the emergency of professional zakat. Statement of disagreement. In research by Fuad Riyadi 2015, mentioning the scholar Dr. Wahab Azulaihi from Ali Asalus, Sheikh Abdul Aziz bin Baz, Sheikh Muhammad bin Saleh Uthaymin, and Hayha Kibaril Ulama oppose the existence of professional zakat because, according to them, professional zakat has never been exampled by the Prophet Muhammad, and there is no how or measurement of nishab. And next statement is agreement statement by Yusuf al-Qardawi explained that his income or profession must be paid zakat when received and has been deducted by debt. Furthermore, he emphasized that professional zakat can be paid daily, weekly, or monthly. Furthermore, if we compare a farmer who is obligated to pay zakat from his agricultural products, even though the results are uncertain, then it should be the obligation to pay zakat should be allocated to employee with a steady income. For example, is doctor, lawyer, and employee in an agency. And next, the basis for determining professional zakat is first, Quran Surah Al-Baqarah verse 267. Based on the meaning of the verse, it confirms to those who believe to invest or pay part of the income do the business activities as well as possible. Second, UU number 23 year 2011 instead of UU number 38 year 1990, which contains the management of zakat. Article 4, paragraph 2 state that one of the assets that must be issued zakat is income and services. And third, based on the result of the International Congress on Zakat in Kuwait on 30 April 2009, and at the MUI Fatwa Commission session in Padang Panjang in January 2009. And the last instruction of the Governor of the Special Capital Region of Jakarta, number 34 of 208 regarding the optimization of the collection of zakat on profession and social charity from government employees of the Special Capital Region of Jakarta Province explain receive several points which include encouraging employee to pay their professional zakat, employing direct deduction of 2.5%. And the next theoretical background is procedure for calculating professional zakat. Based on the regulation of the Minister of Religion number 31, 2019, concerning the second amendment to the regulation of the Minister of Religion number 52, 2014, which regulates the terms and procedure for calculating zakat mal and zakat fitrah, as well as the utilization of zakat for productive business. Article 26 is amended as follows is: first, nishab zakat income or profession in the amount of 85 grams of gold. And second, the level of zakat on income on or profession and services is 2.5%. And for example is Pak Wira paid a professional zakat is 192,500 per month. And next theoretical background is variable x1 is religiosity. Definition: religiosity is someone having an understanding and obedience to believe in one religion so that it encourages an action, attitude, and behavior by teaching of his religion in daily activities. An influencing factor is internal factor. First, spiritual experience. Second, there is a need to survive every problem in life. Third, intellectual factor. And the next external factor is first, education. Second, community dimension. And third, hidayah. This is by Ahmad Saifuddin 2019. And next, dimension of religiosity by Glock and Stark is belief, practice, experience, knowledge, and consequences. And next is income. Definition: income is a payment to permanent workers and professional workers such as government employees, lecturer, teacher, manager, and accountant. This is according by Sadono Sukirno. And next, according by Carl and Ray, income is all someone's income in the form of money from work activities, savings, dividends, profits, or from the government, as well as income in the form of benefit values such as retirement, medical benefit, and so on. And the next slide is quality of service. Definition: based on the perspective of TQM or total quality management, it states that quality is seen more comprehensive, including the activity of the production process, the environment, and human researchers in realizing the product result desired by consumers. That's why quality of service has an important contribution to the marketing sector and the product manufacturing process, position level, and competitive strategies. This is according by Chiptono and Chandra. And next, definition: quality of service is the ability of service providers to realize the desire of their consumers by producing products that are always consistent. And the indicator from quality of service is tangible, reliability, responsive, assurance, and empathy. And next slide is interest. Definition: interest is a person's physiology factor of being interested in something that will influence the attitude and decision to do, according by Gunawan. And next, influencing factor. Influencing factor: internal factors that arise from within yourself include emotional level and self-ability. And the last influencing factor is external factor, namely factor that arise from outside the individual who is independent of the social influences in the environment to gain appreciation, achievement, and power. And next slide is relevant research. First, analysis of income factor, trust, and religiosity in influencing muzakir interest to pay zakat on income through the Amil Zakat Institution by Eka Satrio and Dodik Siswantoro 2016. Second, the influence of knowledge level of zakat on religious level of income level and trust level of Basnas SU on the interest in paying professional zakat of workers by Rizwan Rambe 2016. And third, analysis of income factors and religiosity in influencing muzaki interest in paying professional zakat, case study at the Amil Zakat Institute, Ponorogo Regency by Eka Destrianto Pristi and Ferry Setiawan 2019. And next, the influence service quality. And next, the influence of religiosity, income, knowledge of zakat on interest in paying professional zakat through Basnas with age as a moderation variable by Aditya Surya Nugroho and Ahmad Nurkhin 2019. And next, the influence of service quality, institutional image, and religiosity on muzaki interest in distributing professional zakat. Study at the Yogyakarta Umat Care Center by Hanifa Nuraini and M. Rashid Ridho 2015. And next, interest to pay zakah. The impact of religiosity, income, quality of service, and transparency of Amil Zakah, case study at Basis DKI Jakarta by Nur Hasana and Nur Sanita 2020. And next, the influence of reputation, financial statement transparency, accountability, religiosity, and trust on interest in paying zakat of profession by Prabowo Yudo Jayanto and Siti Munawaro 2019. And next, determines of the intention of muzaki to pay professional zakat by Hasan Muhibat Fakhrozi at Ahmad Nurkhin 2019. And the last relevant research, the title is Effect of Income Rate, Education, Religiosity to Muzaki Interest to Pay Zakat, case study of National Amil Zakat Board Central Java by Budiono, Sherly Andini Restuputri, and Muhammad Toin 2018. And next slide, theoretical framework. First, the effect of religiosity on the interest in paying zakat. The research of Jayanto and Munawaro 2019 showed that the variable of religiosity has a positive and significant effect on the interest in paying zakat professional. And the second, the effect of income on the interest in paying zakat. The research by Rizwan 2016 conclude that the higher the income earned by its muzaki, the stronger the desire to pay his zakat, Muzaki will pay his zakat if the income he earns is sufficient to pay zakat. And in this research, object of the Muzaki pay zakat of the agency National Amil Zakat, Labusal Regency to pay their zakat if they have additional income. And the theoretical framework is the effect of quality of service on the interest in paying zakat. Research by Aningsi 2019 show that there is significant influence of the service quality variable on the interest in paying zakat. And next slide, hypothesis. Hypothesis first is religiosity affect the interest in paying professional zakat on civil servant in DKI Jakarta province through the National Zakat Agency. Hypothesis 2 is income affect the interest in paying professional zakat on civil servants in DKI Jakarta province through the National Zakat Agency. And the last hypothesis is quality of service affect the interest in paying professional zakat on civil servants in DKI Jakarta province through the National Zakat Agency. And the next slide is chapter 3. Place and time research. Research time from January to May 2021. And research place at DKI Jakarta province. And research approach. In this research, use quantitative research. Quantitative research aims to determine the relationship between two or more variables that have been previously described through theories as to the basis for the research. The stage of quantitative research include determining the subject, data collection technique, data collection procedure, and the treatment to be held. This according by Jamaluddin Ahmad 2015. And in this study using associational research, namely to explain and predict a study by considering the relationship between one or more research variable, according by Muri 2014. And next slide, population and sample. In this research, use population is 77,053 Muzaki who paid zakat through the National Zakat Agency. And the sample in this research use the purposive sampling with the solvent formula. And the result of the sample is 100 respondents. And researchers limit respondents to the following criteria. And respondent criteria is first, Muslim, second, the minimum income earned, and third, civil servants, fourth, domiciled in the DKI Jakarta province, and the last, have paid zakat professional through the National Amil Zakat Agency or Basnas. And next slide is arrangement of instrument. In this research, dependent variable is interest to pay zakat. Interest to pay zakat is the desire that arises from every Muzaki to pay zakat professional through the National Zakat Agency. The indicator is emotional level, self-ability, social influence. And the next arrangement of instrument is independent variable is religiosity, income, and quality of service. Religiosity is a belief that is owned by each individual based religious values. Income is the receipt of remuneration for work that has been completed. Quality of service is a product that consumers want according to expectation and suitable. Independent variable is religiosity. Indicator is objection to the 5 daily prayers. And the second, knowledge of a Muslim obligation to pay zakat. And the last, complaints to pay zakat. Independent variable is income. The indicator is the total quantity on income earned each month. And the last independent variable is quality of service. The indicator is the convenience of paying zakat. Next, security guarantees obtained when paying zakat. And next is of paying zakat. And the response was given by the service provider. And the last experience when paying zakat. And next slide is data collection technique. In this research, use documentation, questionnaire, and measurement scale. Documentation. Researchers obtain data search in the form of books and digital data from the Basnas website, Puskas Basnas, and the International Journal of Zakat. Second, questionnaire. According by J. Supranto, the questionnaire contains a list of questionnaire the respondent wants to answer. The purpose of using a questionnaire is to make it easier to arrange questions by systematical and option objective data with the same interpretation so that they can be compared. And the questionnaire will be distributed by using Google Form. The intended respondents are civil servants in DKI Jakarta who have paid zakat professional through Basnas. And the third, measurement scale. In this research, by using a scale of Likert scale, the variable to be measurement will be translated into variable indicator in the form of statement or question. And next, data analysis technique. In this research, use data analysis technique is first data quality test. Data quality test use validity test and reliability test. Validity test is used to test the validity of the questionnaire. The validity test will show how far the question or statement from the questionnaire can state a research topic to be measured. Validity testing uses a significant level of 0.05. And the last, reliability test. Reliability test is used to assess the stability of the respondent in answering the questionnaire. The reliability test will be calculated using the SPSS program. Based on the table above, the questionnaire must reach a significant level of 60%. And next, data analysis technique. The research used classic absorption test. And then classic assumption test to test a model whether it is feasible or not feasible to be used in this research. In this research, use normality test, multicollinearity test, and heteroscedasticity test. The normality test is used to determine which variable have a data distribution close to normal. Because if the data is normal distributed, the data is considered to represent the population. And the second, multicollinearity test. Multicollinearity test occurs when the independent variables are correlation with the other. And the last, heteroscedasticity test is used to determine in the regression model whether there is an inequality of variance and other residual observation. And the next data analysis technique is statistic test. First, t-test. T-test is used to determine whether there is an influence between the independent variable, particularly on the independent variable to be tested at a significant level 0.05. And next, determinant test. The determinant test is used to determine the percentage level of influence that will be obtained between the dependent variable on the dependent variable. And the last, F-test. F-test aims to determine whether there is a simultaneous influence between the variable in the regression model. And next data analysis technique is multiple linear regression analysis. After the interval scale data, it is necessary to analyze how the influence of the independent variable, namely religiosity x1, income x2, and quality of service x3 on the dependent variable, namely interest and pay zakat, using data technique with the formula is y a plus b1 x1 plus b2 x2 plus b3 x3 and plus zakat variable. And thank you, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.